Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Jesse. Is that how we're supposed to say? Jesse?
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 Jesse and Nina.
Jesse and Nina.
Anyway, we're here today to talk to you about that Tish Heyman Gold's Gym fiasco with the guy pretending to be a woman. Because new information came out about him, and we are going to react to it because there's no surprise here. He's a creep and a criminal. And there's more information about that criminal activity and why we say constantly, keep the men out of the locker rooms and the bathrooms. Because women! Women! Okay, sorry to be obnoxious.
I'm not aware of any of these charges. No. I didn't catch your last video. I thought I'd get time to watch it, but I haven't.
Well, you'll get to.
But I figured you'll summarize.
Yeah. Here we go. Ready?
I know the start. Yes, this man, this woman, right?
Well. The transgender who entered the girls' locker room in Gold's Gym in Los Angeles was previously Grant Freeman, a convicted felon who beat his wife.
Oh, that's my birthday.
I'm sorry.
He's exactly 6 years older than me. Oh, that's really... We've talked about this. There's not a lot of people who have my birthday. And I just noticed it, and I'm sorry. I know I stopped early. But it's just always so disappointing when you find out that freaks have your birthday. Isn't it?
Okay.
Sorry. I know.
And when he became transgender, took his wife's name. How eerie is that? Alexis Black is their name, and his wife's name at the time was Alexis Freeman. He beat her so hard, quote, Kyle Grant Freeman caused serious physical harm to the victim.
Jeez.
The victim suffered a compound fractured mandible, which resulted in her needing surgery, said the court documents from Hamilton Surgery in Ohio. They pleaded guilty in 2022 to savagely beating their wife, Alexis Freeman, causing a compound fractured jaw, among other serious injuries. Black had been convicted of both domestic violence and drug trafficking in the past and has faced a slew of other charges, including resisting arrest, the records show. So Tish Hyman, shout out to you. Thank you for standing up for yourself and all the other women in that gym, and you exposed a lot more than you think.
Jeez, man.
What did we say?
Well, the thing
Not
about...
only is he skinwalking as his wife.
Weird.
He's like a straight guy, which means he's looking at ladies in the locker room, and he beats women!
You could write a crazy anime based off this where, like, some guy beats his wife and then embodies her and, like, does some crazy shit.
Yeah, like he skins her and he wears her skin and takes her name after he beats the crap out of her.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we don't want these guys anywhere in our freaking locker room.
But
come on, how many more instances do we need to have before people realize, hey, maybe it's a bad idea to have these freaking dudes in our locker room. They're obviously not trans. And even then, we still don't want guys in our locker room because if we let the trans women in our locker room, these guys follow in right behind like they're sneaking in. It's like, hey, I'm with you. We'll go in with you. Who knows? Who knows if one day he's going to get mad at someone like a Tish Hyman and decide, well, I could definitely beat the crap out of her because I beat the crap out of my wife, so I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
I mean, the fact is that he could, and I was going to say...
He has in the past.
He could, like, at the gym, he could do that. The only reason he doesn't is because there are people around. I guarantee you that the situation with his wife was in a closed, private space where she couldn't leave.
Because there are giant men around who would beat the ever-living crap out of him.
Because we saw in the one video, the guy got right in his face and said, what are you going to do now? Essentially. I don't think that's a direct quote. But basically, that's what the guy was saying. He got in his face. Yeah. Said, what are you going to do versus a man?
Yeah.
But the point of the matter is that people who do things like force themselves into spaces are probably doing worse things behind closed doors. If you're not respectful of the space to begin with, then you're definitely doing some nastier stuff in your private life. Mm-hmm. And that's just a fact of the matter. So yes, I think that anyone who's going to be caught in a situation where someone who is trans enters their bathroom, their locker room, and says something disgusting, like, oh, women like to see it, which is what he said. Anyone who does that is going to have more skeletons in their closet every single time. Mm-hmm. And now and we've talked about this. I know you're not accepting of it, but if someone who is trans, I don't want it. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if someone who is transgender a male to female, walks into a locker room, changes but looks directly at the lockers, doesn't like to expose their genitals, but changes their shorts, puts on a shirt, then turns around and goes out. How many people are going to have an issue with that?
Nobody, but that's not the majority of trans
that's why I'm
individuals
saying-
going into women's locker rooms and bathrooms.
That's why I'm saying I'm not okay with it. I'm not supporting this. But in a hypothetical situation, if you were just respectful to begin with and did literal locker protocol, then you wouldn't have the situation.
Right.
We
But
wouldn't have the
because-
argument. We wouldn't have the argument.
But also, if we had safeguards so the creeps didn't follow in behind the transsexual women, if we had that, we wouldn't have this problem. But because
You
we
mean
have something
safeguarding?
called, self-ID, the creeps are allowed in because they identify as females.
as non-creeps.
Right. But they are actually creeps. So let me
Clearly.
give you another example of the kind of creeps that enter our spaces that are supposed to be for us only, so we can prove to you even more that the creeps are following behind the trans women to come into our locker room.
We should do...
Okay. They're all men. They shouldn't be in there. We shouldn't be allowing self-ID, because when we allow self-ID, we allow this freak, Grant Freeman, to come into the locker room. But not only him,
We should do one of
but
those...
this guy, ladies and gentlemen, man allegedly invaded the women's restroom with what appears to be a bottle of lube, assaulted a woman after he was confronted, and then fled the scene. Keep men out of women's bathrooms. See this guy?
Jeez.
See him? That's what we have to deal with in our bathroom because y'all allowed self-ID to run a freaking muck. California, blue states, y'all are just waiting to get sued to smithereens.
People do nasty stuff in the bathroom. Women even do gross stuff in the bathroom.
That's why I said most.
I'm saying that you could also have a woman doing this, but the difference is it's way less likely. You're not going to have some dude's feet just sitting in the stalls. You're not going to hear someone doing it. And more often than not, you're not going to see a woman actually doing it. That's the biggest thing. Men are grosser. But if you go online, you can definitely see that women do this kind of weird shit in bathrooms.
Women
too.
do. But do
it's
those
rare.
women prey on other women in the bathrooms?
No, a
It
lot
is
of them are just-
freaking almost obsolete.
A lot of them are OnlyFans models who are trying to get content. And so they do really gross stuff like that because they're just trying to sell content. And I'm not sitting here saying it's justified. I'm saying, yes, there can be possibly a woman doing something like this. But they're not bringing lube with them. They're not sitting there in the handicap stall taking it from actually disabled women.
This guy doesn't even have his shorts on.
You know, he took them all the way off. He put them over the little bar.
And guess who's protecting him? The left and the Democrats and anyone else who's allowing for trans to come into women's spaces. These are the kind of creeps y'all are protecting while you're saying we're for women. We're for women. And we're also for women like this freaking freak who comes into our bathroom and preys on us and attacks us and uses us for jerk-off material. Like, no more. No more. Sue the out of any place that allows men into our spaces, because more likely than not, they're going to be predators, they're going to be violent, they're going to have criminal records, they're going to be straight men who just want to expose themselves or watch you while
Get
you're
off.
changing.
They're trying to get
They're
off.
just gross. Like, put them in prison, throw away the key, send them to Gen Pop, and let them take care of it. Oh, let me give you another example. How about this guy right here?
Well,
Nope, this guy right here. Breaking: New Hampshire's first transgender elected representative.
Baldy?
Where the fuck is the trans here? Huh?
Baldy over
Where?
here?
Where? Okay, Steve Lawton pleaded guilty to child exploitation charges. Oh, surprise, surprise. He reportedly asked his partner who worked in a daycare to send him nude photos of children.
Jeez.
Eric Swalwell campaigned with him. Yeah, see, the guys who pretend to be like, I am for the people, those are the ones that protect the predators and allow them free access to do whatever they want to people who are weaker than them.
I also swear a lot
Like
of these
kids and women, dude.
I swear a lot of these freaks transitioned because they had allegations and they had to go on a registry somewhere, and so they changed their name so that it doesn't show up with on them on the registry as much. I know that they put aliases on there, but I swear to God that's why they do it. So it's harder. So you're like,
They also do it because they think if they identify as trans, that
They can
women,
get away with it.
because women are stupid a lot of the time, won't feel as threatened by them.
They're emotionally stupid.
They're really freaking retarded. A lot of young women, they're retarded. They're actually a detriment to their own cause and to their own psyche and to their own body. Because one day, a dude's going to walk into their locker room like this or like the other guy, Grant, and they're going to be like, well, he's trans. He's not going to, she's trans. She's not going to do anything wrong. And he's going to attack her. And you know what she'll do? She'll protect him, because that's how psychotic these women actually are. The ones who are all about love, no, they're all about protecting predators, just like the freaking men on their side.
Well, if it keeps happening, then we're going to FAFO our way into having no women's areas and no private spaces. And you guys were so scared of that Handmaid's Tale Sorry.
Any place who allows biological men to enter a woman's space if he says, I am a woman, any place like that is a danger to every woman and little girl.
I mentioned this before. My private gym has 2 locations. I like my private gym. The one location doesn't have a locker room. It has lockers you can put your stuff in, and it has changing rooms. Like rooms you go into to change. One has a shower, one has a sauna, and the other have 2 toilets. And you go into there and you change. And I'm sorry, but if you want to have an inclusive gym, you should set it up like that. And that is my entire opinion. If you want a gym where you can have everyone of every belief, every whatever, set it up like that. Where you have individual rooms. You can have a locker area with individual stalls, and then you can even have bathroom stalls. That's where it gets tricky, but if you still have women's and men's, it's easy enough. The problem, not even, you could still have bathrooms that are individual to each other, separate rooms. The problem is that we have these cohabited spaces, right, where we have to interact with each other. They have been separated by gender, and now you're trying to not separate them by gender. If you want to do that, give everyone their own facility. It's very simple. But it's not going to work like that. You're going to continue, and women face it too. You don't know the man or woman next to you, if they're a murderer, if they're a sex offender, if they have done anything that would be against your moral beliefs. We trust everyone. When you're on the road, you trust them to drive straight. And when you're out in the bathroom, you trust people to not invade your privacy. And when you're infringing on other people's privacy is when the issue comes into play. This guy saying remarks is the second he infringed on the privacy. If he, like I said in the beginning, and I stand by it, if I were to enter the men's locker room right now, I wouldn't, but if I went in, stared at the lockers, changed, and left, would I get any comments? Probably from if there was a guy or 2 in there. But would I be disrespectful? No. Would I be causing issues? No. Would I make anyone feel uncomfortable? Maybe in their personal beliefs, but I'm not physically doing anything to make them uncomfortable.
No, but you are giving men free access to attack you.
Yes,
if
but
there's a bad guy in there.
I'm saying from a hypothetical reversal. The point is, if you just did what you were supposed to do from the beginning, we wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. But because they're freaks and weirdos, that's where we end up here. And that's why we got to make laws. It's not because we don't trust people. It's because there's a reason to not trust people.
It's because we don't trust people, yeah.
They give you reasons not to. If the world was all hunky-dory kosher, we wouldn't feel like that now, would we?
Rainbows and sunshine, yeah. But you ever notice another thing, people? You ever notice this? The guys who always enter the women's spaces that make women feel uncomfortable. You ever notice how they're always very arrogant and cocky because they know that even if they've done the most atrocious things in their past, that Democrats and people who have to follow their policies will protect them regardless of the awful individual they are.
Do you ever notice that they're super clocky too? Since that's the language I'm supposed to use apparently.
Because they know that they don't even need to try. All they have to do is say a few words, wear some dangly earrings. They're just pretend. They're just pretending. Like the guy with the no shorts on in the bathroom, there's nothing about him that says, I'm a woman, I'm trans, or anything like that. But he knows that he doesn't even need to try because just saying that he identifies as a woman gives him more protection than the woman in the bathroom who he assaults or peeps on or makes uncomfortable. That's the reason why I will never, ever vote for Democrats again. I'm in the middle. I used to vote for Democrats. No more. No more. If they're allowing these kind of guys in because they're allowing anyone who identifies as trans in, then they are the party of predators and PDF files. They're the ones who protect them over the more innocent, like children, women, et cetera, et cetera. So I was going to show this clip. I was going to let this freak talk, because he's an evil piece of shit who beats women and preys on them. But I don't want to hear his voice. I'm
not going to lie. You literally just piqued interest for not only me, but the audience. So now we need to see the clip.
Okay. All right. This is a 4-minute and 40-second video. You sure you want to watch this whole thing?
Not necessarily, but you piqued interest. So.
Okay.
Well.
You know what? I could show
you could start it and we'll see what happens.
Oh, Jesus. This is TMZ. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. So this is my torture for the day.
Yeah. Great start.
Well, first, I told the people that raised me that this is the way that I was when I was 8 years old, and really I stuffed it down pretty deep, and I began using hormones this year in February, and I actually relinquished that information to her about name change, and it says female on my ID and hormones, and I'm registered as a female with the gym. So.
And were you at that moment, because she told us about a couple of different encounters, were you fully clothed at that moment?
Well, she has become aggressive with me on 4 different occasions, actually at different locations.
This guy's going to different
Were you
places.
fully clothed? Well, actually, she was aggressive. So no. So you weren't clothed. Never. If I was clothed, I'd say yes, I was clothed. And she was at.
This guy goes to different locations in order to creep on women. Dude.
Yeah.
He's outing himself without even realizing, because most of these guys are actually retarded. Like pea-brain dumbasses.
I go to all these locations and I keep finding her like she's following me to tell everyone not to be around me or something because I'm a creep. Because I told her to look at my penis.
I was 8 and I felt this way. Baloney.
Interesting start.
You lying sack of garbage, man. Who would believe you? Oh, Democrats, sorry. Who would believe you? Democrats, the stupid ass young women, of course.
You talk about knowing that you were gay since you were very young, like 5, 6 years old, right? I didn't know I was gay, actually realize it until I was about 14. And I think that's close. There's a 13, 14 around that age. I think that's closer to the norm. I think that's when most people start to develop a more sexual nature.
Yeah.
Because you're hitting hormones and puberty and you start to learn about those things. I think that's about the age that's more normal. I don't think that knowing when you're young is healthy, number one, nor normal. If you know when you're young, that means something traumatic happened to you when you're young. Not with gay, but with the trans stuff. I think even with the gay stuff, a little bit. I don't know what happened to you personally. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying a lot of people who were sexually assaulted when they were young start to think that those people aren't safe. So they feel safer, which gives them an attraction.
Or maybe he's just a freak. Maybe he's just a creep.
He's using it to try and validate his identity.
Or maybe hear me out. He's lying.
No,
you think?
And I'm not saying it's truthful. I'm saying he's using it to try and validate his claimed identity.
Right, and that's why he got married and then became abusive towards a woman because he wanted to be a woman? I'm sorry, am I missing something?
Yes, that classic.
Am I missing something here?
The classic setup. Heard that story. If I had a dime, for every time I heard that story, I'd have 1 dime.
I hate him.
I'm sorry. What?
He's in Los Angeles at Gold's Gym. But, I believe I was enrobed in a towel on one occasion, and this last time I was clothed the entire time. Yeah.
Okay. Again, I apologize.
It's happened at least 4 times.
The cocky smirk, I'm getting away with it, and ain't nothing you can do about it because they protect me.
One time I'm wrapped in a towel, which means I could just, right? I could. The other time I was clothed.
The other 2 times, though.
I was naked, and I loved it. You could, I got away with it.
Yeah, this guy knows that he's protected. He could be the most atrocious, he pretty much is the most atrocious individual.
Could be.
That could enter a woman's space. But he knows he's protected. Thanks, Democrats. You really are the party of women
You did it.
who are actually men.
You did it. You guys made us feel uncomfortable.
You guys made us feel unsafe. The party of women. Like, if anyone tells you, or if anyone tries to convince you that they're a good person, freaking red flag, flashing lights, flashing. Do not believe them. It is a ploy. It is a way to figure out how stupid you actually are. Because if you're dumb enough to believe that this person who's trying to convince you that they're good are actually good, you are prime bait material.
Well, you also shouldn't. I mean,
You're prey.
they attack Christians for just listening to what the church told them because they couldn't read and were told they shouldn't read. But like, you guys, what's your excuse?
Dumbass.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're told something and you're young and you're naive and then you believe it,
These are adults.
that's
dude.
okay. You're an adult believing it because other people told you. Being good or bad is not necessarily something you can find out in a textbook. You should be able to infer based on your relationships with people, and then you decide who's good and who's bad. It's not always that cut and dry.
Empathy shouldn't be a blanket empathy.
No, and just because someone
Empathy
says they're
needs to
good
be
doesn't mean
selective.
anything.
Exactly. Empathy needs to be selective. But if you're the party, if you're part of the party or the group of people that is blanket empathy towards anyone who says I'm trans, you are the problem. And you should be held accountable for any woman who gets attacked because you push policies like this.
Did you watch this clip before this?
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? I'd want to punch my screen.
I'm just curious as to what TMZ says to this individual.
Harvey's gay. He's woke.
I just wanted
they
to.
both lied on numerous occasions about.
Yeah, no, I
things,
know,
so-
but it's just always interesting to hear them flop around.
Okay, well let me just like speed it up because this guy's umming and ahhing because he's brain rotted dead.
He's trying to find excuses too.
Yeah, it's just mind-numbingly annoying.
Apologize
That's a
if
good
this is
enough
too graphic,
reason.
but I just think it's important. Have you?
Let's speak truth, baby.
Okay. Have you fully transitioned?
No,
Be clearer when you say that.
Your genitalia.
no.
That is a process that requires a quite lengthy work. Like, for instance, I sat in a chair and had hair follicles removed from my face for 2 hours yesterday in a process called electrolysis. In order to have that surgery down there, one must have every single hair done that. In order to do that, it would take would you say a year or two?
In order to do that and to get the surgery, I couldn't prey on women. I couldn't do what I want to do, like R-word women. You know, if I did that, it would be really difficult to get turned on by the women that I'm preying on in the locker room, is what he's saying. Let's call it for what it is. What he's saying, it's all cockapoo.
I
To have that done.
Oops, sorry.
I do like that they at least were like, so you have a penis, right? Like the reason this woman's uncomfortable.
You could R-word women anytime you wanted to.
The reason this woman's uncomfortable is because you have a penis, right?
And because you're naked and she's naked in the locker room and
She's uncomfortable.
You are attracted to women and she's uncomfortable.
wonder if they're gonna touch
which
on that.
turns you on.
I wonder if they're going to ask if he's attracted to women. Let's see. I'm curious. I want to
Literally
hear.
not even a possibility with where I am in my transition.
So look, from her perspective, I'm just wondering if you see her perspective. She's
go
saying
ahead.
that she's looking at you, say, in a towel, and you still have
she's
male
saying male
genitalia, and, you may be transitioning, but could you understand her being uncomfortable?
Well, I certainly do not understand it, but I do get the notion of the fear-mongering that she's perpetuating.
See? You see? They want to be women, but they don't want to.
I'm going to give TMZ just a small bit of credit. At least they're asking the questions that matter.
Do you understand how she could be uncomfortable? No. I'm a man. I wouldn't understand what women feel like, even though I want to be
I'm
one.
not here to defend TMZ, but they're asking the questions that they should be asking. They're
He's
asking
calling
them-
himself out. He's saying it. Nah. I don't know how she feels, and I don't give a crap because it's all fear-mongering. Bullshit, dude. You beat women. You broke the jaw of your wife who's a woman. You're a violent predator. You shouldn't be anywhere near women's spaces. You shouldn't be in public. He should be freaking locked up in Gen Pop at Attica or wherever, San Quentin. Why do they allow these evil pieces of shit on the street?
I don't know, but I'm actually really proud of TMZ.
To allow them to prey on more people, on more women. You just, what California's saying, hey guys, you want to be creeps? You want to prey on women? You want to beat
Come
them?
to Gold's Gym.
You want to spy on them? You want to R-word them? Come to California and we will protect you. That's what California says.
That's what they're saying now.
It's what they've been saying. These guys aren't even hiding it.
I'm glad you played the clip.
The truth in the moment is far from what she is purporting it to be. Literally every time that she's done that, I've had women in the locker room comforting me because of how aggressive she was towards me.
So,
I'm sorry. Where are these women?
I've only seen the videos of the men.
You see these women anywhere? Because I don't see them posting jack shite.
No one's saying anything in your
Anywhere
defense.
online defending this guy. Not one.
He's
Not
delusional.
One.
He
This guy's
imagined
been lying
the women.
the whole time. Don't buy it, dude. Don't buy it.
I imagined women comforting me, therefore it happened.
Oh, yeah. With your dang-a-lang swinging around in your towel, I'm sure women are coming up to you in the locker room
I think
and comforting you. Come on.
Exactly. In one clip, where the guy was in his face saying stuff, there was a lady that came up and pulled him away from you.
She didn't pull him away. She just got in the way.
Oh, she separated the fight. Mm-hmm. But she didn't comfort you, it didn't seem. It seemed like she just tried to stop physical stuff from happening because she saw two men.
There you go.
she was saying, why don't they have a third bathroom? Especially the gym you're talking about at the Beverly Center.
Because if they had third bathrooms and third locker rooms, they wouldn't be able to do what they want, which is prey on women.
So you mean it's not hate mongering? You mean she's not saying that you shouldn't exist? She's instead saying that you should have your own space so that she doesn't feel infringed on and that you don't feel infringed on? Because she's a lesbian? Because she's obviously been in support of gay rights?
We need to separate this. When she was talking about transsexual women. She's not talking about these evil men who are pretending to be trans and women.
The point is that he's trying to say that she's transphobic, but she's not.
She's a lesbian.
She's
dude.
proposing a separate space.
Uh-huh.
Like I mentioned about having
But
your own
they can't
area.
prey on women if they get their own space. Don't
I
you
know.
understand?
Let's hear what he
push,
says.
They're going to push back
Let's hear
against
what he
it.
says.
Guaranteed.
Why-
That's
why
been
doesn't he
recently
like
built.
it?
are right.
They had a layout that they could have adjusted and they could have put a third locker room in. Do you think that would have been appropriate, or do you feel like you are as entitled to use the women's locker room just as Tish is?
You know, that's a great question. I'm glad that she said it, that she would have put it on the air. And the answer is that would necessitate two different ones because some people trans MTF, some people go FTM. And so that's two rooms right there. You're not going to...
Why? Why should there be two? Why should there be two? There should only be one for trans individuals. Why would you need two separate ones? Why?
Because he knows that he would be limited to being with men again. And so
Exactly.
And so the reason that they're even getting so up in arms about it is because they don't want that space. Oh no, 2 rooms. You have to put 2 rooms.
First of all, trans men
California.
wouldn't be going into the trans locker room because they wouldn't feel safe because they'd know that's probably full of a bunch of men, right? But this guy doesn't want just one locker room for trans individuals, trans men and trans women, because it would be a mixed space, like the female locker room has already become. So how does that make any sense why he doesn't want just one locker room for trans?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's an interesting interview. I'm glad you played
a
it.
trans woman with a trans man just because we're trans, that seems like a new envelope of discrimination. But
Wait, how does that make any sense?
So wait, you can discriminate against what makes you a woman, but we can't say that because you guys changed your genitals, you guys get your own area.
Yeah, because women and men can't have their own separate spaces. All right, they can't because trans people should be able to go into whatever one they want to. But trans individuals, they can't just have one space. They have to have their own separate spaces. So men and women can't have their own separate spaces, but trans men and trans women can have their own separate spaces. What? You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. He thinks he's saying something smart, but it's not that hard to make 2 extra rooms.
we're
It's also
saying
not that
we
hard
want-
to make stalls and like individual changing areas.
We're saying we want a space just for women and men want a space just for men.
And they're saying they want a space for both, right? They want both to be able to go there. But now he's saying that we can't have a trans bathroom because then both people would be there. But we don't care because we want the binary bathroom and then they're whatever gender ideology bathrooms. That's what we want. We want binary bathrooms and gender ideology bathrooms. You're taking that to mean that because we want separate spaces for men and women, that you want separate spaces for trans men and trans women. So what you're saying is you still want to separate based off biological sex. So why don't you go to the biological sex bathroom that you were born with? That's what Nina's point is.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was trying to get across is we can't have our own spaces and men can't have their own spaces, but trans women can have their own spaces and trans men can have their own spaces. Make it make goddamn sense. It
There's
makes no
an
sense.
irony. There's an irony. So if you're saying that we have to add 2 extra bathrooms, why don't we just keep the 2 we have and you go to the one that you were assigned with to begin with?
Wouldn't it just make more sense? No, because retards say retarded things. Like this guy.
But yeah, it's just like, I feel like this had to happen in order for people to learn about trans. It's like it's a thing. We're here. We're learning. We've been here for thousands of years. There's like 10 species of animals on Earth that do this too. Just by the way, everybody. And
Yes.
Yes, 10 species that go to the doctors and ask them to cut off their titties.
Yeah, and humans aren't one of those animals.
No, but
it's obvious to
no,
see.
No, that's the difference. There's 10 species that naturally do it. And then we decided, let's get doctors to do it to us.
Yes, because the animals all over that do it, they go to the doctor, like you said, and they have the doctor cut off their genitalia.
Like I said, yeah, because all these doctors go into these animal species and they pump them full of cross-sex hormones that they don't naturally produce.
Yeah. Y'all trans people need to start calling out your fucking community, dude, because these guys are going to take over all of you.
I made the reference to birds being...
These guys are your, what do you call it? Your mascot. The mascot for the trans community are perverts and predators and women beaters. That is your mascot. So when people think trans woman, they're going to think of guys like him. They're not going to think of like passable, kind, just want to integrate and to not be seen and to just live their lives kind of trans people. No, 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 no. He is saying he's part of what y'all are and you're not the same. But because these guys have a louder voice, they are going to become the face of trans. They already are, but it's going to be a full takeover. They're going to start...
It's not just because they have a louder voice, though. It's because they get more attention. The people who are just going through their regular day-to-day life aren't going to get this notoriety. Because they're crazy, they get attention. It's like terrorists. Not everyone who believes the same thing as a terrorist is going to do something like that. They just believe it.
Okay.
But they have extremists who are going to go as far as to do that, which make them look bad.
When you think of the face of lesbian, you think of like Ellen, Melissa Etheridge. You don't think of Lily Tino, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because lesbian said, "Oh, hell no, absolutely not." You
Everyone
shut
said
the
hell
hell
no to
up.
Lily Tino. So.
You're sick. Get the hell out of here. But the trans community, they're either like 50% for him or 50% quiet. I mean, 40% quiet, and then there's like 10% of them who actually speak out. But the
For
ones
Lily
who are
Tino?
silent are going to be the ones who suffer the most.
For Lily Tino, I think it's actually more. I don't know about this guy because I haven't seen anything defending him. But Lily Tino has at least definitely turned the community against himself.
Okay,
They're
they're not calling out all of these guys.
No, there's a very niche amount of people who still defend Lily Tino. I think the majority of people don't like Lily Tino. If you click on any of those videos, it's mostly hate comments.
But the 50% that protect guys like this and the giant community of women who protect guys like this, they're the problem. I think we need to make a separate bathroom for guys like this and the women who want them in our bathrooms and locker rooms.
I think.
Make a separate, we should call it the retarded bathroom. Bathroom for retards.
Men's, women's gender ideology.
If women are like, oh no, I don't mind if they come
Gender
on in.
ideology.
Come on in to our bathroom. Y'all need your own spaces. You can have a bathroom
I
with
figured it out.
these guys and yeah.
You have the men's, the women's, and the safe space.
How about a bathroom where you need a key where these guys can't get in?
I told you, individual rooms. You see why I like that gym I go to?
I guarantee you guys like this would hate it.
It's small and there's almost never anyone there. When there is, I know, and I usually go out different times, and I like it. I don't know. I'd rather just go to a gym like that.
I've like been waiting to hear if she's ever in the gym and some like dude like this comes in. I've been waiting to hear it because I'm just
Me?
yeah.
So
like,
far so good.
She'll tell me,
I would.
and then I'm gonna have a plan of action.
I don't know. My gym is like a private gym owned by like a local guy who I've met at the gym, who knows my name. So when I say that, like, I really like my private gym, I really do. 24/7, you have to have a passcode on your phone that lets you in. The only time the doors are unlocked is when he's there, and then you can just walk right in. But he's a big dude, buff. And like I said, I didn't even introduce myself to him, and he knew my name from like the emails and stuff I had to fill out. And there's something about being in a small private gym that is way more comforting. And I've been to Planet Fitness. I've been to a bunch
Especially since you haven't seen any trans in there.
Oh, no. I had like interactions where women came in. They were very friendly. Oh, don't worry. I've seen
Old
it all.
people, yeah.
I've seen not many old people. Old people at the one with the isolated bathrooms.
Yeah.
But that one has a really nice view of some water because we live by water. So it's very scenic. It's very nice. And in the morning, there's a lot of old people who clearly live in the town that come down and do their treadmill. But overall, I mean, I really do think that private gyms are great if you can afford one. Not like, and I'm not talking about like high. I pay $45 for my gym a month. It's not crazy, but it's not great. Clarity. I don't think that's too much to have a space that I can get to 24/7. Have a code to get in. Can go work out at 3 a.m. and no one's there. I know if I get there at 5, 6 a.m, no one's gonna be there. Mm-hmm. It's a nice facility. I definitely, especially with all the craziness going on. She told me at the Planet Fitness thing. I canceled my Planet Fitness and then I found this gym. And honestly, it was a good change.
It was the best change.
It was the best change.
But about the bathroom, am I entitled to it? I know that I'm a woman. Should they have built another one to necessitate building this room? People would have to have the level of comfortability within themselves that I do. Not everyone possesses this much self-feminine power. It doesn't happen. Not in this patriarchal system of which we've been living for so long.
Woo! Now that is some bullshit. I'll tell you that. Not only cocky, which I think is fake. He's cocky, right? Oh, this patriarchal system that I am a part of. Because you are the patriarchy, pretending to be suppressed woman. Yeah.
I've said it before.
You're a cocky asshole.
I'll say it again. These men are convinced that they got knocked to the bottom of the importance list, and the only way to climb back up is to pretend they're women. But at the end of the day, you are patriarchy, sir. Mm-hmm. You are patriarchy, getting their beard lasered off, and telling women it's okay to look at it because they like it. And that is who you are. That is who you are. And no amount of saying the patriarchy is so bad, no amount of you saying it is going to make it not show on your face. Mm-hmm. No amount of you saying it is going to make it any less true that you are still doing the same thing that men have done for a long time, which is push women aside because you think you're more important.
Yep.
You can be feminine as a man and still not take over women's spaces. Hell, we've met tons of them through this channel. You can be a man who identifies as a woman and enter women's spaces and be respectful. Jessica Gill, we love that person. That lady is awesome. She knows how much she passes. And if she has people who will bring her in, she'll go in the female facility. But you have to know how comfortable you're making people. And Jessica Gill has admitted comfort of women is priority because that's how much you respect and love women. Enough to know when you're making them uncomfortable and give them space. But you don't have that. You don't love women. You're jealous. You want to take what they have. You literally effed around so much that you're going to find out. And we're all going to find out. And that's why this is so hard these days, guys. That's why people are so against gays, against trans, is because people like you are making a bad, horrible name for people that we'd be okay with. Not you. But people, hypothetically, we'd be okay with.
This guy is the patriarchy. I don't care what the patriarchy says, how it dresses, or how it identifies. The patriarchy is the patriarchy. Just a lot of them are pretending to be women. And the dumb people in society believe them because they're dumb. And I believe purely evil as well, whether it's directly or indirectly. But he proves the point of all the TERFs, point of all logical people, point that all real men living in reality try to make. He makes the point for all women who are just trying to defend our spaces so we feel more comfortable. He knows that when he enters a space, he makes women feel uncomfortable. And because women have honed the skill of smile and just, and men are too dumb to see it. I don't know if he knows that he makes women uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure he does because he gets off on it. But women have been trained.
He was told.
Indirectly their whole lives to just smile and nod. So this guy thinks it's all groovy, man. But it ain't. He's a prime example of the trans community nowadays and the people that protect him. He's cocky. He doesn't care who he offends or who he makes uncomfortable or who he beats.
Because his feelings matter the most.
Because he is elevated, because he said he's a woman, above everyone else. Black women, black lesbians, white lesbians,
Women in general.
children. Like, they're above everybody now. Guys like this. And you can tell because he knows, and you can tell he knows because of how cocky he's acting. He knows that he can get away with anything now. And he is riding that high wave of arrogance.
And he will.
And
for
he
a long
will.
time until something else comes out and people. I haven't seen anyone in support of him at least. So
No. But the good thing is that he's exposed his hand and other people. He's exposed his hand and how much of an asshole he is. But not only that, but other people have exposed him for the violent, predatory piece of shit he is. And if any place allows him in the locker room and women are still like looking at him and being like, you're so brave, those are the worst people in society. Those are the most dangerous people in society. And if you're friends with them, if you're friends with people like that, run the hell away. Because there's going to come a time where something's going to go down and they'll be the first ones to push you in front of the predator while they're running away, while simultaneously saying they support them. And that's all I have to say right now. I think I've ranted enough.
it's scary out there, guys. Be safe.
Be safe. Cancel your gym memberships. Cancel them. Find a private gym. Someone will work with you.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. That's a good point. Is that I wouldn't say cancel your gym membership.
I'd say cancel your gym membership.
I'd say if you have this issue in your hometown gym, then cancel your gym membership and find a private gym. I'm not just saying
I
blanket
figured
statement.
that was inferred.
However, if you are having this issue, definitely find a private gym. Like, definitely. If you're in a small town and you don't have this issue, good for you.
But find a private gym that doesn't allow men who identify as women into your spaces.
And if you are going to
Because
a
you're
Gold's
prey.
Gym and don't have this problem, but you want to speak out against it, find a new gym.
Cancel your membership.
Find a new gym.
Anyway, like and subscribe, everybody. The algorithm's been a jerk to us this past month or two, and we've been having a really hard time getting out into the ether. Yeah, the algorithm's been suppressing us because
share us.
we speak out against these people. So yeah, hype up our videos. Share our videos.
And we're
join
gonna
our
try-
memberships to support us, or just even hit a like and a subscribe.
We're going
comment.
to play some games on live soon. So join us for that or recommend games below.
Yeah, we love horror games, by the way.
We are trying something new. We're probably going to go from Kick and YouTube and start those sometime soon.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Oh, also, there's a new game coming out eventually, next year. I think
Called
it's
OD.
written by Jordan Peele. It's called OD.
We can do a whole video on that if you want.
Hunter Schafer is in it, which, but it looked cool. It's like a horror anthology game, and the girl from It, she's in it too. It looks really, really cool. It reminds me of Heavy Rain, which was my first real favorite video game, so I'm really looking forward to it. So I just wanted to throw that out there as a side.
We might have to make the panic button gaming.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. Bye.
bye. Old man river. That old man river.